why Tinubu enter cut from where Buhari stop for this Nnamdi Kanu matter. No wonder again, let me tell you the truth. Now Nnamdi Kanu brothers make Tinubu never release am. If I talk am, they no go like am, but the truth must be told. Tinubu enter Enugu yesterday. The first presidential visit wey Tinubu make this year na to visit the southeast, to visit Enugu, which explains that Tinubu carry the Igbo people for mind. He has got them at heart. Of everything wey dem discuss with Tinubu, all the questions wey dem raise, none of these prominent politicians from Igbo land ask Tinubu, please sir, why have you not released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I want make calm down now. Listen to the interview where they interview two prominent men for Igbo land. Then ask them, say, why Tinubu come Enugu? Una no fit talk about Nnamdi Kanu, make una hear wetin. These people then carry their mouth talk. Then listen to when Tinubu come and wetin Tinubu talk as he reach Enugu. If you listen to these two, come back to me. Let me explain why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still being held till now. For now, just listen carefully, and I take beg me God you, make sure say share this video for me, make every other person see am. And if not the first time they see me for this platform, please try follow my page.
So it's Alex Oti, and many of you doing well, very focused. And it's not about the difference in languages and place of birth. No one of us has control of the mother tongue. You are created by God. You find yourself in Enugu, or you find yourself in Onitsha. You find yourself in Lagos. You are all a member of one big, huge family. So Nigeria, but living in different rooms in the same house. This house, we must build it.
And now, I hope you don't hear wetin Tinubu talk. Now, listen carefully to the interview wey almost break my heart. Just listen carefully to wetin these men then talk.
I know that there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, that raised the issue of the over-militarization of the region, the too much police checkpoints and all of that on that particular day. But I do not know that, I don't think the president actually responded to that particular question. And I was surprised also to see, correct me if I'm wrong, that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised in that forum. Maybe bring us up to speed as to why. Prof.
So, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you again. I'm not sure why the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised, but I think that all the security issues were discussed, and you mentioned that you don't think Mr. President had responded to that particular comment. But if you recall that the conversation was around how we were going to drive security with technology. And it was, in his comment, he said he was in support of integrating security more so that we don't have so many boots on the ground as it relates to checkpoints. So in Enugu State, what we have put in significant investment in ensuring that we use technology to drive most of our security issues in the state. You recall that he came to commission our Command and Control Center. And in the Command and Control Center, we believe that His Excellency has put in significant investment, which he also talked about, that investment in technology is something that, in technology for security, is something that he commends and something that he supports completely. But the emphasis on the militarization of the area, as the gentleman laid it, was around the checkpoints as it relates to the cost of goods, logistics, and the implication of that on inflation as it relates to a pass-through cost to the consumer. That was what we were talking about. So it focused really about economic development, the implication of all the checkpoints and how it affects the cost, the final cost of the product on the masses. And that was the context of the conversation.
Honorable Member Dennis, so I don't know whether you, let me take it to Mr. Dennis on this one. Mr. Dennis, I don't know whether you understand or you are privy to why the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised. Because the reason I'm going back there is because whenever I had conversation, even with some of the leaders, including governors, I know that Chukwuma Soludo, the governor, had made constant appeal. People like Senator Barry Bay, they've talked about this whole issue of Nnamdi Kanu. I was feeling like, I'm sure lots of Nigeria will also feel the fact that the president was present in the Southeast. His very first official visit to the region this year, 2025, and the first visit to any other state besides coming to Lagos to rest. Why wasn't the issue of Nnamdi Kanu not raised? And do you think and agree that the area and the region is over-policed or militarized?
Thank you once again. Just like you said, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has been raised in various fora. Various people have spoken and made requests concerning Nnamdi Kanu. Haneze Ndigbo, governors, different people have spoken about this particular subject. So the governor of Enugu State had a very remarkable opportunity to push forward the issue of the development of Enugu State, the infrastructural development, the harnessing of technology to drive our development. He invited the president to observe and see, witness what he is trying to do to develop our state. And I think that because that you can say, as you have already said, that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has been belabored. It didn't need a repetition. It didn't need to take the little time or the amount of time that the president had to spend in Enugu State. I think that enough requests have been made, emphasis have been made, issues have been joined on that particular matter, and I didn't think that it was necessary for him again to come and start driving home the same point again that many other people have made. He had a lot of things to say about the development of the state, the educational sector, employment of technology in fighting crime, infrastructural development, and so on and so forth. So I think he managed his time very, very well and focused attention on those things that maybe not too many people have spoken about or come from the angle that he is coming from. And I think that was a very good use of time, of the president's time.
Honestly, for this life, the enemy of a man is in his household. The major enemy where any man gets now from his own family. Then ask you, why nobody talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when Tinubu come Enugu? You say, because plenty requests has been made already. So making another request would be like overflogging the matter, considering the fact that Tinubu has got limited time. Akroka. See, let me tell you guys the truth. There is no demand or no request concerning Nnamdi Kanu as it stands now that will be overflogging the matter. Because why? A court of competent jurisdiction has discharged and acquitted this man. But they still hold on. Plenty people don't talk, say, please release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even international organizations. But they still hold on. If they still hold on, there is enough reason more demand should be made for his release. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if sense they inside the talk, but I don't hear them now. Our Igbo leaders, political leaders, they are saying they have made too many requests or too much requests, and making more requests for his release will be making over requests for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. So what he's inadvertently or invariably saying is the ones say they don't talk, make them release and don't they enough. Say if they no one release and make them hold and they are in it. I'm just asking, I don't know, Sha. You know, say I don't really get sense.